Once, a monk was sitting under a tree outside the village. Under that tree, there lived a mouse in a hole. The monk saw that the rat was repeatedly trying to get out of its hole and then go back inside. When this happened several times, the monk used the power of his mantra and started talking to the mouse. He asked the mouse, "Oh mouse, why are you trying to get out of your hole? But due to some fear you go back inside. Are you scared of me?" The mouse said, "No, sir, I am not scared of you. But actually, there are some cats that live around this tree. I am scared of those cats. I am afraid that if I come out of my hole, the cats will kill me and eat me. That's why I am not coming out of my burrow. I have been hungry for many days, but due to the fear of cats, I cannot come out. I wish I was also a cat. If I were a cat, I would roam freely and not fear cats." The monk understood that this threat was very real. He said to the mouse, "You see, my friend, one day everyone has to die. How long will you keep dying every day because of this fear? So get out of your burrow and find your food. Yes, be a little careful, but throw out the fear of the cat from your heart." The mouse said, "Sir, those cats are very dangerous. I can't stop fearing cats. If you want to help me, then please make me a cat. Otherwise, stop advising me." Saying this, the rat started crying. The monk felt pity for him and said, "Okay, my friend, if you are happy being a cat, then I will make you a cat." Saying this, the monk closed his eyes, muttered some mantras, and suddenly the rat turned into a cat. As soon as the rat became a cat, it jumped up with joy and ran away to find its food. A few days passed, and one day the monk was sitting under the same tree, meditating. He heard the sound of a cat crying. When he opened his eyes, he saw that the same cat was sitting beside him and crying. The monk asked her the reason for her crying. The cat said, "Ever since I have become a cat, I am afraid of dogs. One day, some dogs attacked me and tried to kill me. I barely saved my life." Then the cat said, "Sir, please make me a dog so that I may live fearlessly." The monk, once again, felt pity for the cat and muttered some mantras. Suddenly, the cat turned into a dog. As soon as the cat became a dog, it ran away in search of food. Few days passed like this, and one day the monk was sitting under the same tree meditating. Just then, the dog came running to him and started crying. The monk opened his eyes and asked, "What happened, my friend? Why are you crying?" The dog said, "Sir, I am not happy after becoming a dog. One day, I went into the jungle near the village, and suddenly a lion attacked me and tried to kill me. I narrowly escaped from there. Now I am always afraid of lions. Please make me a lion, so that I may roam freely in the jungle without any fear." The monk was very compassionate. He again felt pity on the dog and made him a lion with his mantra. As soon as he became a lion, he ran away from there and went into the jungle. After a few days, one day again, the monk was sitting under the tree and meditating. Just then, the lion came and started crying beside him. The monk opened his eyes and asked, "What happened, my friend? Why are you crying?" The lion said, "Who am I now? I am not happy after becoming a lion. One day, I was roaming freely in the jungle when some people started following me and tried to imprison me in a cage. They also shot fire at me. Now, I am always afraid of humans. I always fear that someday they will catch me and imprison me in a cage. Please make me a human so that I may not have any fear and live happily." The monk looked at him, smiled, and then he said, "My friend, you became the king of the jungle, but you still live in fear. Whatever you become, you will still have fear because your fear is in your heart. I can change your body with my power, but I can't change your heart. Your heart will always be that of a mouse. You have to overcome this fear yourself. Otherwise, you will spend your whole life in fear." After listening to the monk, the mouse understood that fear was inside him. Until he does not control his fear, whatever he becomes, he will continue to be afraid and timid. Then he decided to change himself to live without fear, and he became a rat again. If we look at our lives, we will find that many of us always live in some kind of fear. A student is afraid of exams, and a worker is afraid of his boss. Some people are afraid of the future, and some are afraid of death. Every person carries some kind of fear in their life. Those who achieve success also feel fear at some point in time, but they don't let their fear dominate them. They face their fear, and that's why they become successful. Fear is a disease that never lets us reach the height of success because due to fear, we either change our decisions or change ourselves. Therefore, if you want to move ahead in your life, then you have to conquer your fear. This story teaches us a valuable lesson about fear. It shows that no matter what form we take or what situation we find ourselves in, fear will always be present if we allow it to reside in our hearts. The external circumstances may change, but the internal fear remains. True courage lies in facing and conquering our fears, rather than seeking external transformations or relying on others to alleviate our fears. We must recognize that fear is a barrier that hinders our growth and success. By confronting our fears head-on and taking control of our own emotions, we can overcome the limitations they impose and live a life free from fear. This story reminds us that true liberation comes from within, and it is up to us to change ourselves rather than seeking external solutions to our fears.